No, keep going. This is a bit quiet, so I want to make sure it's nice and loud. Sit.
Again, actually, I'm not sure, but I am interested in know what is the educational influence in one festival that is celebrated in Colombia. Is a music festival, and also I am interested in analyze the third main carnival in Colombia, according to my experience.
Oh, that's awesome. What do you want to research about this topic?
I am interested in analyze the educational dimension in festival and carnivals because people has a negative imaginary about festivals and carnival. Usually they are associated with drugs, with consumption, and then I want to know what happened beside or behind that kind of cultural events, because I know people can learn a lot of things when they are attending that kind of events. You can learn about culture, you can learn about what is the history in that community, because festivals and carnival usually I related with that kind of things. And also I am interested in know what the organizers of people in the community can teach to tourist people or people who attended that kind of events.
Wow. And this topic has been connected in your response or professional life?
Yeah.
Sorry, your personal or professional life?
Yeah, because I have been an artist in the carnival. Also, I have been research assistant. I have studied festivals and carnivals before, and then I can connect my experience as researcher and as an artist. And also, I love music. I love carnivals. I love party. And then I at, I have attended a lot of festivals in my country, home country.
And can you share any specific experience in your research?
Yeah, as I mentioned before, I was an artist in the carnival, in the Rio Sucio Carnival. In that experience, I learned a lot of things because the the other artists, they teach me about the aesthetic of this carnival, about the history, about how we can deal with different ideas to create our performance in that event. They teach to me to create music, and then yeah, I want to try to share that experience in my mini research.
And why do you think this is an important research topic?
Okay, because I want to show to teachers and social worker or popular educators that they can use festivals and carnivals in the schools, because if you want to celebrate a specific festival, they can teach a lot of things to students, like negotiate how they can negotiate ideas, how can learn about the history of that kind of event, how their parties can be a pedagogical strategy in schools.
Interesting. And what is the problem you feel the study is addressing?
Maybe is that I mentioned before that commonly festivals and carnivals are related with party, alcohol, um, drugs, and I want to show that behind of that kind of events, there are more things.
And do you have a possible idea about your research question?
Yeah, what people can learn when they are attending festivals and carnivals, and what people can teach to others when they are attending festivals or carnival. It's something like that. It's not a specific question, but it's something related.
Interesting. And who you might research in your study? Actors or the context?
I think so. I will be the first actor because I want to share my experience in that kind of events. And also, I think so, through my experience, I can propose to teachers and social worker how they can use the organization of festivals and carnivals in schools, and how they can connect different areas of knowledge in their curriculum.
And which research genres are you interested in to explore?
What?
What research genres are you interested in explore?
Okay. First, autoethnography. I think so. It will be helpful for me because I want to describe what I feel when I was attended that the music festival or carnival. My experience, my learning, what I teach to others, and also maybe, I don't know if it is possible, I want to interview one artist in that carnival and other attended in that music festivals to compare my experience with other people.
Interesting. Thank you. It's the end of the interview. Thank you for
you.
answering these questions. Now you should ask.
Yeah, I thought we need to.
We need to pause it. I'm not sure.
Okay. Hello, how are you?
Thank you.
This is a beautiful space. I want
I think I
to.
should.
Yeah,
We can go a little bit.
yeah. I want to talk with you about your research topic in that courses, and then I'm going to make some questions.
Okay.
First, I want to know what are the questions you researched could answer?
Well, one of the main questions is the ways we can implement critical thinking and in people's mind, and how education system could be a tool for teaching critical thinking to kids, and how much we need critical pedagogy, and how it is possible to have something like this in an oppressive regime. These are the main questions.
That means how people can teach in a critical way in critical regions.
How can people think critically in an oppressive regime, and what is the role of parents, teachers, policymakers?
Oh, that's good.
Thank you.
How are they related in your research?
These questions are highly related to the research I want to conduct, in the fact that the research wants to increase the people's awareness about normalization process of the oppressive regime, and answering these questions are somehow the main purpose of research.
Okay, good. Has any life experience been the source of in your topic of interesting?
Yes, I have a lot of lived experiences in different contexts, in educational contexts, in on the streets and in family relationships, that all these oppressive and normalized concepts and way of thinking has affected my life in different ways. So I've lived in Iran and I have lived under um, the control of oppressive dictatorship regime. So I think most of my life, except the past 5 months in Canada, is a case study or a kind of sample of or the long lived experience of this.
Oh, it's really, really, interesting. Um, I would like to know how the findings of this research could benefit other people, other students, other
Yeah.
teachers, other researchers.
I think the findings of this research could increase people's awareness in different ways. And for example, parents who can have exposure to the findings of this research can teach their kids how to stand up against their rights. Voice up for their rights and stand up against the oppressive behavior, or how teachers can indirectly, with minimum risk, implement critical pedagogy in their classes, or how a person who is living abroad can support peoples who are under oppression in Iran. And the findings of this research can somehow reveal some new ways for these people about their roles and their possible ways in front of the potentials they can use, and maybe they're not aware of that.
That means that a lot of people will be benefited.
Yeah,
Parents,
definitely.
students,
Parents,
schools.
students, teachers, all the victims and the oppressed, all those activists who are in prison now, and also the queer community, which are under severe oppression, and many of them are sentenced to death quickly. And I think this is very holistic. It doesn't focus on one group, or language minorities, religion minorities, all of these things. I mean, in a country like Iran, we don't have one way of oppression or one group. Different groups in different levels of society are under oppression. No matter who you are, you experience it because it's the main purpose of the regime.
And the role of education is key there. It's
Yeah.
really interesting. What is the main problem that this question will address?
The problem of passive citizenship and getting used to the normalization process, feeling that the status quo is the truth.
It's like a try to say that in your country exists different truths, different
Yeah.
styles of life.
Yeah.
Oh, it's interesting. Who will be most engaged in your research?
I think victims. Victims who are sexually abused, and those who are in prisons and have received harsh sentences from the Iranian official court.
Okay. Last one question is, how will you represent the research data?
I think the research data will be a mixture of ethnography and autoethnography, and includes a lot of narrations. It depending on the participants. So I know people from religion minorities, language minorities, and sexually abused are ready to participate or not. But I think I wouldn't have just one single genre. It will be a mixture of different genres like ethnography, ethnography, maybe métissage, I'm not sure, but
Good start.
yeah,
But the ethnography is the
Yeah.
Instagram, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That will
Okay.
work.
Okay,
Thank you
done.
so much.
Great.
Oh.
Good timing. That's good.